Hi there, my name is Cassie Feld, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Upcycled Adulting, where I tell you how to grow to accomplish your goals, overcome obstacles, and create healthy habits. And today we're going to be talking about those goals. And I'm going to be sharing with you what you need instead of motivation. For those of you struggling with motivation, you're struggling to get motivated, to stay motivated, you feel like you're procrastinating and you're not getting it done, I'm going to tell you exactly how to overcome that. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I am all about helping you create the life that you have been dreaming of. And that includes accomplishing your goals. That includes all the things that you're hoping for your future and getting to work on those things to make them a reality in your life. But here's where it gets a little sticky. Life gets busy, right? And we get tired and we get bored. I mean, let's be honest with it. When we're pursuing our goals, it's not always fun. It's a lot of slow, mundane work. There's a lot of steps involved, and it can take a long time. And when you add to that, that your brain is really freaked out by change, it can be incredibly, incredibly difficult to stay on task accomplishing your goals. We just lose motivation. Let's be honest, we all do. The good thing is that motivation is actually not essential for accomplishing your goals. There is another way. Now, hear me out because I know you probably heard a million times that you just need to get motivated or be more motivated. And maybe you're expecting that I'm going to say that you need willpower or self discipline, that you need to force yourself to do it. But that's not where I'm going with this either. I have something much, much better. So I like to right up front share this analogy. Motivation is like pushing a boulder up a hill. It takes a lot of gumption. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of persistence, potentially a lot of willpower and self discipline. You have to really force yourself to push that boulder up that hill. Momentum is what happens when you get that boulder to the top. And what does that mean? When you get that boulder to the top, it will just roll down the other side, picking up speed and getting more and more impactful and more movement as it goes. And we can create momentum with our goals as well. We all start off our goals with some sort of motivation, some sort of intention to do the thing. So we have already done the work of pushing that boulder up to the top of the hill. But we just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to force it up further and further and further because we're not creating awareness that we've already done that hard work. So, how do we create the awareness that we've done the hard work? How do we get past that barrier in our brain that says, you haven't done enough, you haven't accomplished your goal, so you're not there yet? Keep pushing, keep forcing. How do we do that? Well, the best way to do that is to create an accomplishment journal. And what does that mean? That means every single day before going to bed, you write down 3 to 5 things you accomplished that day. And on the days you don't really feel like doing it, you reread some of your accomplishment journal pages. Listen, these 3 to 5 things do not have to specifically be related to your goals. These 3 to 5 things could be anything. Some days they might be something as simple as I got out of bed this morning and I even had a cup of coffee. And some days they might be bigger. This is actually about reminding ourselves that we're capable. It's about creating a record of wins. It's about reminding ourselves of our past success because research shows that when we are mindful of our past successes, we're far more resilient. We're far more capable of overcoming other obstacles and challenges. We're far more able to stay on task. Why? Because we believe in ourselves. You see, it's a lot easier to accomplish a thing that you've done 500 times before. We all have this experience. You get up and walk around every single day, most likely. And when you were a child and you were learning how to walk, that seemed impossible. But you're doing it now and you don't even think anything of it. Same thing with brushing your teeth. Same thing with tying your shoes. Same thing with anything that you now have built the skill to do. You know you can do it because you've done it 100 times. You've done it thousands of times. Maybe you've done it millions of times. There's no doubt in your mind that you can do it, but at one point there was. And when we remind ourselves of just how capable we are, we stop worrying about being motivated. It's pretty easy to be fired up about something we feel successful and good about. It's really easy to do a thing that we already feel like we're awesome at. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to be singing anytime soon. I'm 100% tone deaf, and that's a reality. But for those of you who have beautiful singing voices or who love to sing, you know you can sing because you've done it before, right? You know you can sing because you've done it before. You know you can wash the dishes because you've done them before. You know that you can cook a healthy meal because you've done it before. And if you know that you can do one thing, even in a completely unrelated area, you know that you can do another thing. If you know that you can make your bed, you know that you can declutter your house. I know some of you are like, you just went too far. But the reality is, if you keep reminding yourself of all the things you've been successful at, you will believe that you can be successful at the next thing. Your brain will embrace that idea. You will create new neural pathways. You will allow your brain to dream bigger and to imagine bigger. That's why people who've accomplished goals in the past keep going for bigger goals, because they know that they can. That's why a person who's climbed a hill is much more likely to climb a mountain. And a person who's climbed Mount Rainier is more likely to climb Mount Everest than I am, because I've never climbed a mountain, right? That's why it's so important to start small. Because when we create a record of our wins, when we create a record of our successes, it helps us to build momentum. And when we have momentum, we're almost completely unstoppable. Because the idea of momentum is that a body in motion will stay in motion unless something outside stops it, like it hits a wall. Once we get into that motion and we become aware of that motion, we can keep ourselves going. We can keep ourselves going because it feels good. Not because we're forcing ourselves, not because we're beating ourselves up, not because we're degrading ourselves, not because we're trying to get somewhere positive by doing something negative, right? Because punishment will not get you where you want to go. But what will is changing your mindset. What will is praising yourself. And what will is actually believing in yourself. Because along your path, you will face obstacles. It will require resilience. It will require creative problem-solving skills. And when you've done the work to build that momentum and to create an awareness of how amazing and creative and capable and confident you are, when we're trying to accomplish our goals or anything else, we will face challenges. We will face obstacles. That's a given. But when you've done the work to create that record of wins, when you've rewired your brain, when you've taught yourself how creative and capable and confident keep doing that. Because here's the truth, when we're trying to accomplish our goals or really anything in our lives, we will face obstacles. We will face challenges. But when we have been keeping a record of our wins, when we've created those new neural pathways, when we've built up momentum, we know how creative, how competent, and how absolutely capable we are. And we have the confidence to face those challenges. We have the skills built to solve those problems and to continue forward. We don't get stuck there. We don't get stuck there. We just keep moving. That's why it's absolutely essential that we build momentum in the form of a record of our wins. So if you are struggling with motivation right now, don't give up. Go right now and get a notebook and start writing all the things that you've accomplished so far this year or this month or just this week. Remind yourself of how incredibly capable you are, how absolutely amazing you are. How absolutely amazing you are, and how skilled you are, and unique you are, and able you are to do this. Because you are. That's the truth. You absolutely are. And going forward, if it's hard for you to keep a journal, I get you. Be sure to check out my Small Step Saturday 1 Gratitude Practice video. It will give you great details and great tips as to how to get this started without having to be, the most organized and without forgetting to do it, because I know that was a big challenge for me. I just kept forgetting to do it, right? So take a look at that. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I 100% that. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. You are absolutely amazing and you deserve the life that you've been dreaming about. Bye, everyone.